question is, like you mentioned, you had to make a ton of adaptations with COVID, but what would you say was like the biggest thing you tried that failed, and what did you learn from it? We're all trying new things and failing all the time. So what do you think was like your biggest failure and biggest learning from all that?
One of our biggest failures, I think, was not moving fast enough in response to the pandemic. So obviously our locations closed from a physical perspective, and we started putting a lot of our programming online, and we just kind of took what we were doing in person and moved it to virtual, which doesn't always work. So there was events that we did online where everybody was just really kind of fumbling through the Zoom, and it didn't make sense, and it wasn't the right format. So instead of just saying, okay, instead of not having people come in person and we'll just host this online, we looked at every event that we had scheduled individually and had to make the really tough call that said, this isn't going to work. It's not going to be a good online experience for everybody, and we need to push that out. We didn't realize that until May, because, and this is actually probably, I think, one of the biggest failures was I would not call myself an optimist, but I would more say I'm a realist, not really a pessimist either. But I was really cautiously optimistic that when the first orders were a couple of weeks, and then we were shut down in April and May, that like by the beginning of the summer, we'd be kind of moving out and about again. And everybody was operating in this really unknown time period, and you're trying to make decisions with really limited information. But I really thought we were going to be moving into the summer and kind of getting back to something. And here we are in August, and I don't really feel like there's been a big shift in behavior even since March. So from that sense, I think I kept thinking that, another week would pass, another month would pass, and we would kind of be moving back into our old way of living. I hate the phrase the new normal. Just move back to, how things were 12 months ago, and did not realize until kind of the beginning of the summer when everything was dragging on that we were going to be in this for a while and will be in this for a while. So it was not recognizing that and really leaning into that and moving very quickly into that. The best thing that I would say was happening was on the events side. Once we realized that, we basically went back to the drawing board with virtual programming. So we launched a program in May called Startup Sprints that was a 12-week accelerator crammed into 4 weeks. So it was just a full crash course into entrepreneurship, exactly what I would have wanted in like the very beginning of thinking about being an entrepreneur. We had a lot of people reaching out to us as unemployment rates started to skyrocket, that they had been sitting on a business idea, but they don't know where to go, and now they have nothing to lose. So they're thinking about launching their business. And how much could we teach them in 4 weeks? It was tremendously well received. We're launching it again in September. So those are really inspiring experiences. They're the ones that make you want to get out of bed because you feel like you're just reaching so many people. When we launched, sent our first newsletter for Startup Sprints, we had 75 people sign up in the first hour of sending that email. So really well received, and we'll continue to do that. So that I would say was one of the best things that we were able to do during this time period.